Welcome to today's podcast of Places, People, Purpose. In our last episode, we covered the city of Compostela de Santiago and the storied pilgrimage of the Camino de Santiago. We would love to hear from any of you who have done the Camino de Santiago and what that was like. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, our website, placespeoplepurpose.com. So if you have any personal accounts to share about this amazing adventure, please let us know. Today, we're going to talk about the fascinating city of Bilbao. But before we do, we thought it might be helpful to provide our listeners with some information on what it's like to drive in Spain and Portugal. For our trip, we picked up our rental car in Malaga, Spain, and then drove along southern Spain into Portugal, where we had stops in the Algarve region, Lisbon, and Porto. Then we were back in Spain, with stops along the way in Compostela de Santiago, Bilbao, San Sebastian, and Barcelona. So we covered quite a few miles by car. Driving in both Spain and Portugal was pretty similar. We found the roads to be excellent, and the drivers in both countries were exceptionally disciplined about being in the passing lane. It's very simple. If you are actively passing a car, you are in the passing lane, and then you quickly exit the passing lane. And you are never in the passing lane unless you are passing. When drivers follow these basic rules, it makes the driving experience way easier and a lot less frustrating. Another thing we really liked are the gas and rest stops that are available. They are just off the highway, and oftentimes a gas station also has some type of restaurant beside it. So when you stop for gas, you can also grab a cup of wonderful coffee or something to eat. It helped make the driving experience convenient and easy. We really enjoyed seeing the country this way, as it allowed us a lot of flexibility. We also found the drivers in both Spain and Portugal to be very polite. Even in large cities, we didn't hear a lot of honking. And pedestrians reigned supreme. You are in a crosswalk, cars stop. It's amazing. So you definitely shouldn't shy away from driving in either Spain or Portugal due to the roads or drivers. Our experience was really positive. That being said, there are cost-related items to consider. For example, gas is more expensive in Europe than in the US, and we needed a gasoline-powered vehicle due to the mileage we wanted to cover on certain days. Also, there are frequent tolls on the freeways for both countries, and these do add up. So you'll have to look at the numbers to see what makes the most sense for your situation, but we really enjoyed our driving experience in both of these countries. Let's now dive into our next place of Bilbao, Spain. Bilbao is a city located in the Basque Country of northern Spain. The city's history dates back to at least the 14th century, when it was founded as a fishing and trading port on the Nervion River. The area has evidence of human habitation dating back even further. The exact founder of Bilbao is not known, as it likely developed over time due to its strategic location as a trading and fishing port. It was granted its town charter by King Alfonso X of Castile in 1300. However, the area had likely been inhabited long before this formal recognition. Bilbao's early growth and development were influenced by its proximity to the Biscayan Mountains. which held rich iron ore deposits. This valuable resource proved instrumental in the city's industrial development. The city's strategic location along the Nervion River facilitated the transportation of raw materials and finished goods. The river became a vital conduit for shipping iron and steel products to global markets. Bilbao's industrial revolution not only bolstered its economic vitality, but also spurred urban development. As the city's factories flourished, an influx of laborers and entrepreneurs flocked to Bilbao, transforming it into a bustling metropolis. The city's population swelled as people from across Spain and beyond came to work in the burgeoning steel industry. The need for infrastructure to support the industrial economy led to the construction of noteworthy buildings and bridges, including the Vizcaya Bridge, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bilbao's industrialization also brought with it improvements in education and healthcare. While the steel industry once dominated Bilbao's landscape, it eventually faced economic challenges and dwindled in importance during the latter half of the 20th century. Bilbao's importance as an industrial and economic center also decreased over the latter half of the 20th century. The city's decline as an industrial hub was part of a broader global trend. The steel industry, which had been a cornerstone of Bilbao's economy, faced significant challenges, including increased competition from other regions, fluctuating demand for steel, and the emergence of more cost-effective production methods. The introduction of new technologies and automation in the steel industry led to job losses and reduced the need for a large workforce. This had a significant impact on the city's labor market and economy. Bilbao, like many other industrial cities, faced the challenges of deindustrialization. As heavy industries declined, unemployment rose, and the city's economy suffered. Bilbao recognized the need to diversify its economy and reduce dependence on heavy industry. Efforts were made to promote other sectors, such as services, tourism, and technology, to help counter the decline in traditional industries. The city embarked on an ambitious urban renewal program in the late 20th century, focusing on infrastructure development, cultural institutions, and tourism. Bilbao's strategy to reinvent itself as a cultural and architectural destination paid off. The city's modern and innovative urban development, along with its rich cultural offerings, attracted tourists and investments. Infrastructure improvements, such as the expansion of the port, the construction of the Bilbao airport, and better road and rail connections, enhanced the city's connectivity and accessibility. Without a doubt, the opening of the Guggenheim Museum Bilbao in 1997 marked a turning point in the city's transformation from an industrial center to a cultural and economic hub. The idea of bringing a Guggenheim Museum to Bilbao was first proposed by then Basque President José Antonio Ardanza and the director of the Solomon R. Guggenheim Foundation, Thomas Krenz. They saw the potential of a cultural landmark like the Guggenheim to transform the city. The Basque government, the city of Bilbao, and the Guggenheim Foundation worked together to make the project a reality. Public and private sectors collaborated to secure funding, negotiate agreements, and oversee the construction and operation of the museum. An international architectural competition was held to select a design for the museum building. Canadian-American architect Frank Gehry's innovative and striking design was chosen, which featured curved and titanium-clad structures that would become an iconic symbol of the city. The Guggenheim Museum Bilbao was part of a broader urban renewal plan for the city. The aim was to revitalize Bilbao and transform it into a modern and vibrant cultural hub. The museum's location along the Nervion River was a central part of this regeneration effort. The Guggenheim Museum Bilbao officially opened its doors on October 19, 1997. Its unveiling had a profound impact on the city. The striking architecture and the prestigious art collection inside the museum drew international attention and an influx of tourists, fundamentally changing Bilbao's reputation and economy. The Guggenheim Museum's success triggered a broader renaissance in Bilbao. The city's economy benefited from increased tourism, job creation, and a boost to the local hospitality and service industries. Additionally, the museum's cultural offerings enriched the city's cultural landscape. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao has since become one of the most noteworthy and visited museums in the world, and it has played a central role in the transformation of Bilbao from an industrial city to a global cultural and architectural destination. We have some great pictures of Bilbao and the Guggenheim on our website, placespeoplepurpose.com. So please take a look at these if you get a chance. We were a bit surprised by how much we enjoyed our time in Bilbao. Moving beyond its industrial facade, we definitely came to appreciate its mix of architecture, scenic location, and terrific food. And the Guggenheim is just fantastic, and the artistic structure itself can be appreciated as much as the storied artworks that it contains. We would definitely recommend a trip to Bilbao. That's all we have for today. We hope you enjoyed learning about Bilbao and its beautiful Guggenheim Museum. For our next episode, we will be learning a bit more about Bilbao and then moving on to the coastal city of San Sebastian, which was definitely one of our favorite places. So please join us for our next episode of Places, People, Purpose, where we create connections to our world.